Hi everyone. Just would like to quickly go into my little book called Rebreathing. It's a book about SIDS, Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. It looks at some of the causes of SIDS, or considered causes of SIDS, and also looks at some of the practices and behaviors parents can employ to avoid such a tragedy like that happening in their lives. Why rebreathing? Well, one of the practices that has been recommended and employed for decades now is the Back to Sleep program. That's where you place your infant to sleep on their back. The purpose of that is to avoid rebreathing. Rebreathing is when a child may be placed face down, their mouth is pushed into a soft toy or bedding such that their breathing is restricted, and over a period of time oxygen is depleted and carbon dioxide accumulates, and eventually there's harm to the child. That is sort of the main gist of consideration of rebreathing. But I also go into the suggestion that thumb sucking and pacifier use also reduces rebreathing, because the pacifier ring, or the fist in front of the face, causes the infant to turn to the side, and that way their breathing is to the open air, and it reduces the chance of rebreathing taking place. Now, both of those have statistical significance in the sense that they show that it reduces the occurrence of SIDS by about 80%. So those are very important. But then I go to another layer saying, okay, we have a lot of outcomes from birth that are of unknown cause. But there's a statistic that's consistent that boys suffer compared to girls at a rate of about 2 to 1. I call that the male factor. And I look at the possibility that maybe, because they have this consistent statistic, that maybe they come from a common cause. Okay? And that since we consider rebreathing to be a significant cause of SIDS, perhaps rebreathing is a significant cause of these other outcomes. Okay? So that I need to bring that to the front right now, because I want to go into the one page, actually a footnote on one page that is of issue right now. And I'm going to go over to the computer, show it to you, and perhaps knowing what I've just mentioned now, you'll be able to relate why that comment was in there as a footnote. Anyways, let's go and take a look at that. So here's the footnote in question. Let's read it together. Another possible outcome of harmful rebreathing could be homosexuality. The number of homosexual males compared to women is about 2 to 1, the same statistic as the male factor, suggesting that the cause of homosexuality is the same as the cause of SIDS and many disorders. It would be tragically ironic if parents were discouraging thumb sucking or pacifier use on the assumption that they were reducing the possibility of their child being gay, while in fact they're actually increasing that possibility. To be more explicit about this last sentence, there is one more sentence in the book on bottom of page 81 that further explains that. There also may be the mistaken notion on the part of parents that thumb sucking behavior on the part of boys will lead to homosexual behaviors later in life, subconsciously considering that thumb sucking is a precursor to oral sex. So if you look at this footnote, there's a word possible, there's a word could be, there's a word suggesting. And by those words, possible, could be, suggesting, it's clear that I'm not stating a fact, but merely suggesting that this issue, among others, may be an avenue of research worthy of further consideration. There is nothing judgmental towards the LGBTQ+ community, nor are these thoughts homophobic. It's about avoiding assumptions and practices that could lead to a SIDS tragedy. Nothing more. So I hope you would recognize and agree that there is nothing in my comments that are either hurtful or judgmental, and as such are not homophobic or bigoted. My book is a book of speculative theories, logically connected, which I hope would be worthy of further study. It's not that I'm fearful of scrutiny, it's that I'd be disappointed if they weren't. Anyways, let me just finish by reading something in the last chapter before I move on to the next post. Also importantly, I hope that others, be they doctors or researchers, will use the theories and suggestions I have made here to drive other studies, be that to prove me wrong or to add to what is known, using their professional knowledge to tweak and improve overall knowledge about these issues. Until then, they are mere theories and speculation. The last chapter. So that's it. I'm done. I hope that my thoughts and musings here come as fresh ideas, worthy of your consideration, now for you to consider and move forward with, I hope, some of your own insights. So that's all for this post. In the meantime, please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and take care.